Harper Waters is definitely one of my new faves. I mean, he drops so many nuggets about being comfortable in your own skin, not settling for anything, going after your dreams. And I want to give a quick shout out to Gina for setting up this interview. Thank you so much. I know you guys are going to love the interview with Harper Waters. You guys stay tuned.
My name is Harper Waters, and I watch my girl, Kat Harvey, success, nothing less.
Hey, what's up, world? I'm so excited to have one of the first ballet dancers on my show today. I'm so excited to have him. He calls himself the Queen Bee of the Houston Ballet. I think he's the Queen Bee of ballet, and period. Men, women, female, it does not matter, okay? He's working it in heels. He's very strong. He's passionate. He's motivated. But I love everything that he's doing, man. I see nothing but great things for him. I think he's going to go down in the history books as being one of the greats. Please welcome Mr. Harper Waters. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming. So, tell people a little bit about yourself for those who may or may not know you.
So I am currently a professional ballet dancer with Houston Ballet. My rank in the company is a demi-soloist, and I joined the professional company in 2011, and I was promoted to the rank that I am now in 2016. I'm originally from Dover, New Hampshire, but I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and was adopted at 2 weeks. And yeah, so I'm from New England, and I trained at the Walnut Hill School for the Arts for 2 years, and then I moved down to Houston when I was 16 years old to pursue a career in ballet, and I joined the main company in 2011, and the rest is, I guess, history.
So I want to catch you right there. What made you just share that pertinent information, about you being adopted? Because I know I have a lot of viewers out there who've also adopted. Like, what made you say that?
Being adopted is something that I don't think people really talk a lot about. And I don't know if people don't identify with it or think of it as kind of an important aspect of one's life, but it's something that I really cherish. And I think that it also proves that, I was born to be a dancer. I feel like I truly was born to be a dancer, and environment and where you grow up and how you're raised plays a huge part in that, and I don't know if I necessarily would have been able to achieve the level that I have as a professional dancer without the parents that I have and the environment that I've been in. So I like to tell people that, I am adopted. That's something that I am proud of. And I mean, you can see it when you meet my parents. They're both Caucasian, and and I'm an only child. So yeah, I share that, and I'm proud of it.
So one of my favorite throwback movies is Center Stage, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, is ballet like Center Stage? Like, do you feel like people are out there to like take your place? Is it that serious, or is it just like for the movie, for the hype?
So I think that movie was definitely based on some true emotions that dancers feel. But like any job, any profession, there is a competitive nature to succeed and to do your best. It's a movie. It has to be dramatic. It has to pull in an audience. So things are heightened and things are kind of dramatized. But yes, there is a certain level of competitiveness in my world to achieve what everybody wants, which is, to become a professional principal dancer, a leading dancer, a recognizable working dancer. And yeah, that brings drama, but I don't think that it is unhealthy. I don't think that it's as nasty or as maybe some movies like even Black Swan makes. But I think like any job, there is a competitive nature, but it's in a healthy way that pushes people to better themselves and to try to achieve more.
Okay. Well, now let's get to the nitty gritty part of your life, the non-glamorous side that people don't see. Is it hard, because you look like you're like half black, half white? But if people put you in a box, they're gonna put you in the the Black section, right? So were there any challenges with being that, being that you're mostly around predominantly white people? Do you have any issues or any, self-esteem issues or so forth in the beginning?
Yeah, I think when I was auditioning for summer programs and auditioning for companies, at that age when I was auditioning, you're in a room with a ton of people and you look around and you're different. You're noticeably different. And at the time I was like, oh gosh, I'm so different, like it's just not going to work out. But in being different and growing up and accepting myself and really embracing who I am and what I have to offer, I use that to my advantage. I stick out. Okay, great. Now that I have your attention, I'm going to make you keep watching me because I have worked my butt off to be where I am, and I'm now going to show you all my hard work. So I think people take their differences or their uniquenesses sometimes and have a negative connotation with that and think, oh, I'm different, I'm not accepted. But when in reality, the differences are what people what people are after. Directors, casting directors, people who are looking at you, they want uniqueness. They want things that has never been seen before, have been done before. So embrace your flaws, embrace your differences, because you can really, really use that to your advantage. And that's exactly what I've done.
So out of all the characters that you performed, which one do you feel like challenged you the most and why?
Oh my goodness. A lot of times, being a openly gay dancer, it is difficult to pull emotions when I have to portray heterosexual characters. And when I step on stage, I have to be authentic. I have to make the audience believe me and believe what I'm portraying. And so when in my personal life, I'm in love with a man or I'm attracted to a man, conveying that is somewhat difficult on stage, and I have anxiety about it or I feel insecure about it. But love is love, and attraction comes from so much more than just a physical thing. So I pull from natural emotions and experiences, and acting is so much fun and it's so exciting to step on stage and take on these different characters. So while playing these heterosexual characters is a struggle, it only makes me a stronger artist and a stronger person. So it's almost like my scariest moments are the ones that I know are the best for me.
Wow, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I'm thinking you're gonna name something else or whatever, but I mean that makes sense because I would think you have to just put yourself in that space. You know what I'm saying? Like try to put yourself in that space, but I definitely understand. So being that, how have you ever been bullied, for liking men? And then also for those who may not understand, like the LGBT community, like what do you have to say for those people who tease and, people dying and committing suicide over this? Like, can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so I think that when I was particularly bullied, I was at an age that you kind of just take it as being normal. You think of it as, oh, it's fine. Like these people are just hating on me, but you don't really just take it for what it is at the time. But to comment on it, I've said it before that there's such power in being yourself and embracing yourself and expressing yourself. And one of the strongest powers that people don't really know about is just there's power in being you and embracing yourself and having a voice. And it's much easier said than done. To talk to the youth of today and say, ignore your haters, ignore your bullies, because in 5-10 years, they will mean nothing to you. It's a lot easier said than done. But what I would tell people is to embrace your voice, embrace what makes you happy, embrace the things that you love to do, and surround yourself with people who do the same things and want to do the same things as you. Because when you're in an environment that you feel comfortable, the world is your oyster, and you can succeed and flourish so much more. So if you don't fit in, or if you think that you don't fit in with one group, don't take that as you're not fitting in with every group. There is always a place for you, and there's always a place for, there will always be people who embrace people. So it saddens me when I see people get bullied, and it's the homosexual agenda right now is really high, because there is a lot of death and there is a lot of attacks on our community when everybody has unifying qualities, and I would urge people to try and find aspects of everybody that they can relate to and that are similar, because we are all alike, and we all have qualities that we can relate to. So it's a really difficult thing, and I wish that, and the reason I do what I do right now is so that the next generation of people can see that it is possible, and that if I can do it, you can do it.
Professional. You can talk very, very well. So, how did you know that this was your passion? I know a lot of dancers look up to you and so forth, and some of them may not have been, gotten to a school or accepted. What do you have to say to those people who are in the process, in the trenches, like you once were, who may be older or just having a difficult time? What do you have to say to those people?
Just like in my life, in your personal life, the dance world has shown many parallels to my personal life. And I would say that don't take not fitting in one place, or don't take what didn't work in one company as the end all be all. You need to be in a place that they want to work with, nourishing, that you have potential. And so that might not be the most famous company, that might not be the biggest company, or it might not be what you had in mind, but be open to exploring your options, because at the end of the day, you want to dance, and dancing is what it is that makes people happy. And I'm a dancer and I love dancing, so I want to be in a place that I can dance, rather than being in a place for more notoriety, or that I see dancers and I'm like, oh, I want to do that, but they're not, why aren't they picking me? Or I didn't get into that audition, so I'm not going to audition anyplace else. I know many dancers who have left my company and who have left other companies to join here and found much more success, because they took the step, and it's a risky step and it's a scary step to put yourself in a different environment. But I urge people to explore your options and be aware of how other people are treating you, because that is so much more important than what your initial goal was.
Okay, so let's talk about the free side of success that people don't like to do. What were some of those major, things you've done for free? Because I know a lot of people, they say, well, I'm not doing that for free. I'm gonna nickel and dime everything. So what were those important steps that you think that people should know about, that they may have to do for free before they can actually start getting paid for it?
Wow, it has been an extreme learning process, and especially in this social media and growing your personal brand, it's very easy to get taken advantage of, and to kind of navigate what moves you need to make in order for success to happen. And it's also, I'm a trained ballet dancer, but here I am doing collaborations with clothing brands and professional photo shoots, and this is a world that is not really, has been done before. So it's also trial and error. My advice would be to trust your instinct, and if you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. But it's also, a lot of my starting ones has been mutual. I wouldn't pay for a photo shoot, but they wouldn't pay me to be photographed. I get the pictures and they get to work with a dancer. And so you're going off of a mutual respect and understanding that you're exchanging services. And from the pictures, they gain notoriety. And from me posting the pictures and having the pictures, I expand my audience as well. But you have to know your worth, and knowing your worth is a very difficult thing. And when I just recently, talking numbers is a difficult thing, but business is business, and people will understand that. And it's important to know your value and to know your worth and to make smart decisions. But what you have to offer and your time and your hard work and putting into whatever your career is has value and should be compensated at certain times. So I guess my advice would be, yeah, know your worth and to make smart decisions when it comes to it.
What's your vision for yourself?
Well, so I always say that if Beyonce and Wendy Williams were to have a love child, that it would be me, and that I would want to accomplish things that they have or emulate. I have a YouTube series called The Pre-Show. I love taking photos with professional photographers. I love dancing. I love pop culture. I love the news, and combining all of those interests and expanding on that into projects is what I love to do. So if I'm a cover girl, if have my own talk show, if I have a variety show, if it's web series, I kind of want to dabble in everything. And I think that to set the bar high, maybe get a little lower if that happens, but I like to dream big, and I like to think big, and I like to challenge myself in how I can take everything that I've learned as a ballet dancer and how I can apply that into different aspects. Because that's what really, really excites me, is kind of the collaboration with different people and meeting new things and meeting new people. So basically world domination, but done how I want to do it.
Okay, last question before we wrap up, and you tell people where they can find and connect with you at. Tell us about the videos. What's the story behind your crazy videos? You look good though. I was taking notes on the legs, but what was that about?
So the high heels, they were a gift from my best friend, who's no longer in the company, but it was like a gag gift. He got me and my other friend these giant pink pumps, and we were like, oh my God, this is so outrageous. And when he gave it to us, we were in the gym working out, and we were like, could you imagine if we just hopped on that treadmill in these, what would happen? So I thought it was hysterical. I took the video, posted it on my Instagram, and turned my phone off and left it. And then when I checked back, I was like, is the world ending? What is happening? The response was overwhelming. And what I also noticed though was the attention that those videos had gotten to my page. My dance pictures were getting more likes. My dance videos were getting more likes. And I was like, I have now gained a much broader audience in one video, and it's so fun. So why not do another video? And with each video and kind of the response it's getting, I broaden my visibility to people who might not expect this from a ballet dancer, but I am a ballet dancer, and they're curious to learn more, and they're curious to find out more. And yes, it's a gay guy running on a treadmill in pink heels, but the deeper meaning and the deeper lesson I'm learning is that there's power in being yourself, and there's power in expressing yourself, and you can do what makes you happy and not have it affect your professional career and what you're doing and your achievements in that way. And ultimately, in doing that, and accepting that your career will probably take off because you're so much more confident. And so those pink patent pumps have really changed my life and really opened so many more doors. And, you know, over 1 million views on my recent videos. Who's watching that? You know, they're not just dancers. They could be artistic directors. They could be photographers, producers, casting directors. And I'm not always going to be a ballet dancer. You know, these hips are only flexible for so long. So, you know, it's about thinking of the future too, and building a platform that I can kind of take off from the next one. So people might think of it as just a viral meme, but I think of it as so much more.
Man, you ahead of your time. A lot of people don't think like that, but that's great. That's awesome. So can you tell the world where they can find and connect with you at, or any upcoming events or products that you have coming out that people should know about?
Sure. If the most simple one is you can follow me on Instagram at the Harper Waters, and that's kind of my home base. I post everything there about me, and I also have a YouTube channel called The Harper Waters, and there I have a pre-show, which is a web series following the behind-the-scenes lives of ballet dancers. If you multiply me and 10 other people, just imagine the fun and fabulousness you're gonna get. And so that's on my YouTube channel, and I have a lot of fun projects that are in the works that I actually can't really talk about that much. I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine, and I'm starring in a male documentary called Dancer that comes out later this fall. People like Misty Copeland have really paved the way for dancers in kind of showing what possibilities you can do as a professional dancer. And we might have the same skin color, but we are not the same people. So I encourage people to learn more about the dance world and the people behind the beautiful tutus and the tiaras, because there's so much more to it, and interesting things. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for your time. I see nothing but great things for you. Keep on pushing, keep on going. I know your parents are very proud, and I'm proud of you.
They are. They love it.
So you guys make sure you follow Mr. Harper.
I want to thank Gina again for setting up the interview, and Harper for taking the time out of his busy schedule to come on my show. It means the world to me. I see nothing but great things for you once again. Make sure you guys go support him and check out all his upcoming new projects at The Harper Waters on Instagram. Thank you so much.